For me, it was about like finishing with contact, and I've said this before, but just like focusing on like being what the team needed. So just like being extra aggressive on defense, and finishing plays on offense. Yeah, it was really important. Like today, we were all playing for like Jess and Liz, obviously, and then Coach. It was important to like play for him and send him out on a good note.
Kenny, go ahead.
Thank you. Hi, Ken Kreitzer, Sons of American Legion Radio. Maybe I'll start with Sarah. You had 12 points today. What was the difference? Your team shot 47%. You shot very well today, it seemed.
Yeah, I think for us, we knew going into today, we needed to focus on finishing. Yesterday, we got a lot of good looks and just didn't convert. And another piece of that, too, was we had to be a lot more aggressive on our drives, looking to score. I think some of us being a part of this team's like kind of like a point guard's dream. Like there's a lot of offensive weapons on here, but I think sometimes we get caught up in trying to create for each other, and today the difference was looking to actually attack and finish.
It seemed like you also played much better defense, holding Holy Cross to 42 points after 61 yesterday. What was it? Was there a difference in your defensive plan for the game?
We made some slight adjustments after yesterday, but I think the biggest thing was just our team talked about just recommitting, and a big thing too was not letting miss shots on offense dictate our effort on defense. And I think going into today, that was a big focus of ours, and we converted on it.
Thank you.
Sabrina, if you could just, Sarah, if you could just give us an idea about, you got 4 games left in the regular season. You're in a good spot playoff-wise, okay? But I'm sure, you don't want to sit on your laurels. What is it that you hope to get out of these final 2 weeks and to get you ready for the playoffs?
I think focusing on us, and one of our core values of our team is gratitude, and just being grateful for every opportunity we get to play. Like this weekend was an example of that. So I think focusing on what we've been doing well and continuing to do that, focusing on what we can get better at, and taking advantage of every practice we get, and then every game we get to. And obviously, like looking ahead is important, but I think just taking advantage of what's right in front of us, that's made the biggest difference in the games we've already played. And I think going into the rest of the season, that's what we need to do.
And Sarah, just talk about your 2 seniors.
I think Liz and Jess have been great. I think they've been a huge difference this year. I think across the board, seniors everywhere have kind of gotten cheated out of a lot this year, and they'd have Jess and Liz specifically would have every reason in the world to be upset about that or be bitter about that, especially going to West Point and having all these awesome traditions that we do. But that's never once crossed their minds. That's never once come out in anything that they've done, and they've done a great job of setting the example and showing up with a great attitude and work ethic every single day. And that's trickled down to every single all the 3 underclasses, and we really appreciate them for that because I know that's not easy to do.
And this is Ken Kreitzer. Maybe ask Sarah. What was it like watching your 2 seniors, Jessica and Liz, go through branch night and then this past week, Pink Post in the U.S. Army to serve at? What was it like to watch them take those steps towards future service as officers in the Army?
It was really exciting, especially because the 2 of them, got their choice of branch and got their choice of post, and also a little surreal because to them, they're still when I came on my visit, they were both plebes, and my plebe year, they were the yucks that kind of showed my class the way. So, seeing them start looking ahead to their future was both exciting, but also kind of weird. But I know the 2 of them are going to go do great things in the Army, and I'm really excited for them.
Thank you.
1 out of 4, but really, really proud of the way we bounced back from yesterday. It was a very tough loss up in Worcester, and just really disappointing for me, knowing that it was such an important game, being a divisional game. But we did what we had to do today, and I think we set the tone from the beginning of the game with Sarah Bonn, and so when Sabrina Hunter did get into the game, she just was such a force not only offensively with a career high, I believe, but defensively, her pressure, her ball pressure, her rebounding, just her physical presence was huge. But I just can't say enough about those two. It's my Ohio connection. Those two are, two of the toughest kids that I've had here in a long time.
Dave, obviously congratulations on the win. I mean, this is an amazing turnaround in 24 hours. I suppose you kind of wish that they had got the message 24 hours earlier.
Oh, absolutely, Ken. I can't tell you how disappointed I was last night. Driving back from Worcester, thinking, this is not good. I mean, because when we played them in January, the first game, I thought I was hoping it would be a wake up call, and then, we played better in the second one, but certainly not well enough to even come close to winning that game. Lost by, I think, 18, and. Yesterday again we reverted back to standing around and not. I just didn't have a lot of energy. It looked like, which just was disappointing. So we're really pleased with with what we did. I mean, we watched a lot of film this morning as a staff. We brought them in early this morning. We really sat probably the longest pre like shoot around day games film session I've ever had. And it went longer than I really wanted it to, but I thought it was important that they watch play after play defensively where we didn't do what we were supposed to do. A lot of what we spoke about last night, after the game in the post-game interview, Ken, and it just was so disheartening for me. When most of those plays, a lot of the plays were juniors, kids that are playing a lot of minutes and kids with experience. So, and even more so, it was disheartening because here's Sarah Bonn who's laying it out there. I mean, every ounce of her, of her ability, and other people just looked like they were walking around in a fog. So that was not the case today.
Obviously, Dave, the big story today is this was your swan song here at West Point. You still have at least 5 games left on your schedule, but can you take me through the emotions of the day, how significant it was to have this day, and then, of course, the ceremony after the game?
Well, yeah, I wasn't aware of the ceremony. I mean, that was sort of a surprise. I'll be honest with you. When we had the pregame ceremony for our 2 seniors, who by the way, just so proud of those 2 kids. I mean, 2 of the best young women I've ever coached in terms of character and just as human beings. They're just unbelievable kids and great captains. For kids that don't play a lot. Just so selfless in everything they do. So Jess Rawls and Liz Layne, I can't say enough about them. But in the pregame, I for some reason I just assume they'll make a few comments about me, this being my last game, but they didn't do anything. So I said, okay, no big deal. It's not like it's my last game, period. So I didn't think much of it, and I was I'm obviously I was very surprised at the end. It was really, really special. So nice to have my family here, and Mike Buddy and Chris Fowler, the athletic administration did just really, really grateful, thankful. It was really nice.
What was the 44, by the way, on the uniform?
Maybe I still look like I'm 40 years old. I don't know.
That's what I thought.
I look pretty good for 71. No, I just I don't know. I just think it was. I don't think there was much significance to the number, but it's just there was a really nice inscription on there, and I think they, it was just a nice gift to. I got a lot of stuff. I don't know. I'm sure I'm going to do with it all, but that'll be in a prime position.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kenny.
Hey, Coach, Ken Kreitzer, Sons of America Legion Radio. Congratulations on the game today and your career. Just take us through it. It seemed like you really were able to improve the defense today, limiting Holy Cross to 42 after they had 61. Anything in particular that you worked on?
No, Kenny, I mean, it was the fourth time we played them. They didn't do anything different than they did in the first 3 games. They just did it better. And they, I think we wore them down. I think they showed a little bit of fatigue in the second half, uncharacteristic of how they've played in the first 3 games. Maureen's done a terrific job with this team. And they're very young, and other than Avery LaBarber, who's only a junior, she's got everybody back, and I know she's got some terrific recruits coming in. So I think their program is really poised to be a very competitive team in the Patriot League. But they just had our number. And speaking last night to Ken McMillan in the post game, he made that point, and I said, if we can't figure it out today, then I'd be the first to admit, we just. They're better than us. I mean, we just didn't match up well with them. Their offense was the way they ran it, and our defense was just not effective. And today it was, and that was the difference. And then obviously yesterday we didn't shoot the ball well. We missed a ton of layups. We were 1 for 17 from 3. Today you turn it around, and we go 7 for 19 today. And they did not have a good shooting night. They only shot 3 for 20 from 3, and they missed some tough shots. And we turned them over 17 times, and that really had a big impact on the game.
Sure. Coach, you came in to West Point from Marist after coaching the men's team there, and you worked for Maggie Dixon, and after her tragic passing, you took over the team, 2 NCAA tournaments, a couple NIT appearances, and building with this team. What moments stand out in your career at West Point?
Well, Ken, it's been an unbelievable run for me. And I mean, this is my 47th year as a Division I coach. As an assistant, I believe. I don't even know what the breakdown is. I think I've been a head coach for 15 and 23 is what?
38.
38 years as a Division I head coach on the men's and women's side. I mean, there's been so many great moments. I mean, obviously the year we won with Maggie was incredibly special. I think that year for me, because it sort of brought me back into coaching when I really thought coaching was done for me. And I had, moved into athletic administration. So, that was an incredibly special year. The Minato years, especially the 16 team that won 29 games, and I've had so many special moments here. It's been incredible. I mean, such great young ladies, and so proud of what a lot of them have done. Aaron Anthony and Courtney Wright Razone is here. They're instructors. They played for me. They're officer reps for the women's basketball program. Those are the things that just really put a smile on my face.
Dave, if I can get one more in here.
Sure.
Obviously, senior night is always special, and you want to go out a winner as a senior. Well, this is kind of your senior night here. How important is it for you to walk out of this gym today with this victory? What does it mean to you?
It's special. I mean, it really is. I don't want to say it validates my career, but.
Yeah, okay.
No, joking aside. I don't think anybody here understands that one. Just that's between me and you. No, Kenny, that's a great question. It was special. I mean, I'm not saying if we would have walked out of here with a loss, not as special maybe, but still it wouldn't take away from what great memories and great experiences I've had here. And at the end of the day, proud of, it isn't about my record or anything like that. It's just about, I think these, the kids that I've had, the young ladies that I've had the opportunity to be around, they've kept me young. I mean, they say coaching, doing this, what we do, being around young people, but being around quality people, being around people with such great character, and obviously I've had some kids that tested my patience, but at the end of the day, we go back a long way, Kenny. I mean, I'm pulling out articles as my wife's packing up the house, and articles you've written and things that that just strike a nerve with me. And, you've been on this journey with me pretty long as well. So we've, but this is a special day for having my family here. Unfortunately, I had to beat Maureen, but what? I think she's okay being 3-1 against me. So, I have to. I don't know.
At least you can come to Thanksgiving dinner now.
I don't know. We'll see. But it's been a good run, Ken, and hopefully it's not over. Maybe we can pick up some steam and do something in the playoffs. So hopefully we need to get into the playoffs. I hope. Today, because I thought yesterday and today were such big games for us. To guarantee that spot. If we could have finished second, because that guarantees you a spot in the tournament.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
And Coach Ken Kreitzer, maybe just what do you have to work on and what do you have to do to qualify for the Patriot League playoffs?
Well, for us, Kenny, we just gotta, being in a position we're in now, we're third place in the division, so we're a game behind Holy Cross in the North Division, but only 8 teams make it, so our overall record will be important. So, as important as our next 2 games at Boston U are, our last 2 games in Navy will be important because that'll factor into your overall record, which basically will fill the 7th and 8th spots in the tournament. So, but there's been so much, so many problems with postponements and cancellations. I have no idea what the tournament's going to look like, Ken.
Thanks, Coach. Wish we could have been up there with you today.
Thanks a lot, Kenny. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been fun getting to know you guys.